Welcome to the 21st edition of the IEEE International Working Conference on Source Code Analysis and Manipulation. Welcome to the virtual Luxembourg. I'm Alexander Srebrenik from Eindhoven University of Technology in the Netherlands, and I'm the General Chair of this conference. Together with me are Ben Herman and Venera Arnaudova, Program Co-Chairs of the main track. In addition to the main track, this year, SCAM has featured three more tracks. The NEAR track, dedicated to new ideas and emerging results, which has been led by Malek Naz and Yannick. The engineering track, which showcases all kinds of artifacts created for source code analysis and manipulations and tools, which has been led by Behnaz and Vadim. And Bonita and Heike have taken care of the special track on replication studies and negative results. This year, we are also celebrating the most influential paper which has been published at SCAM 10 years ago. Arpad and Dawn have been program co-chairs of the 2011 edition, and they have taken care of selecting the most influential paper. Our social program is coordinated by Sarah and Daniel, and they have offered many very interesting things. I hope you will enjoy them. And finally, this is a special year. We have received very generous support from Grammatech and Facebook that allowed us to offer several scholarships to students, first-time participants, people from low and low-middle income countries, and minorities. And Paige and Dave have coordinated the process of applications and granting of those scholarships. Many things for such conferences as SCAM happen behind the scenes. And the heroes of the behind the scenes should not be forgotten. The proceedings have been prepared by Mathieu, who has worked very closely with the IEEE Conference Publishing Services. Dave has taken care of our finances. Camelia has spread the word about SCAM through numerous mailing lists. Kehelia and Engineer have been active on Twitter and Facebook and all kinds of social media channels. And finally, the website of SCAM, which you have probably seen several times, has been maintained by Nathan Cassé. Our special thanks go to the IEEE Computer Society and in particular to the IEEE Technical Council on Software Engineering. And as already mentioned, this year we have been lucky to receive very generous support from Facebook and Grammatech. And I think that it deserves a round of virtual applause. And while in a moment, the program co-chairs are going to talk about the technical program, I would like to highlight a couple of its elements. So we are going to have two keynotes. One about collaborative code intelligence from Mira Mezzini, who is a professor at Technical University of Darmstadt, and another one by Phil Calzado, who is a senior director of engineering at SeedGag. Phil is going to talk to us about the inevitable emergence of write-only software. As already mentioned, SCAM has decided to celebrate the most influential paper of the SCAM 2011, and the award won to Michael Collard, Michael Decker, and Jonathan Maletic for their work on lightweight transformation and fact extraction with the SRC-ML toolkit. This toolkit is, according to the evaluation committee, is a widely used fact extraction and source code transformation toolkit, which continues to have a large impact on the software engineering research community because it is easy to use and continuously maintained and updated. The very first paper on the tool was published at SCAM 2011, and since then it has fostered a wide range of research innovation throughout software engineering. SRC-ML and its team have been awarded the Mining Software Repositories 2020 Foundational Contribution Award, and many scammers have used the tool in their own research, making this paper well deserving of the Most Influential Paper Award. If you would like to learn more about the work that Michael, and Jonathan have done in 2011 and what has happened to SRC-ML since then, please attend their talk tomorrow. Our virtual platform will be a combination of Mauritius, this is where we are now, and Zoom. We are going to use Zoom for such activities as the Open Steering Committee meeting, but also at the end of every session, we will advertise a link to the Zoom session. You can actually find it already on Mauritius, where you can continue talking to the authors. And SCAM is known for lively discussions, and that's what we would like to keep this year as well. Without further ado, I would like to give the stage to Ben Herman and Venera Arnaudova, who are program co-chairs of SCAM 2021.
So submission-wise, we had a very usual picture, as you can see here. So we received 48 papers for the research track, 14 for the NEAR track, 2 for the RENI track, 12 for the engineering track, and we accepted 14 papers for the research track, which makes an acceptance rate of roughly 29.2%. For the NEAR track, it was 7 out of 15, which makes an even 50%. For the RENI track as well, 50%. We accepted 1 out of these 2 papers. And for the engineering track, that's 8 out of 12. That's like 66.7% in terms of acceptance rate. The reviewing process was pretty similar in all of these tracks, so I'll sum it up together in this slide. We had different sizes of PCs actually for the different tracks because of the different workloads here. And as you can see, we had 43 PC members for the research track, 20 for the NEAR track, 11 for the engineering track, and 8 for the RENI track. And in all of these processes, papers received at least 3 reviews. Sometimes we had to work with meta reviews to kind of summarize conflicting reviews or reviews where it was not very clear to the authors where the critique was. We kind of tried to point that out a little bit better. And review load wise is each PC member in the research track had to review 3 to 4 papers. In the NEAR track, it was slightly lower by 2 to 3 papers, same as in the engineering track. And PC members in the RENI track just had to review 1 paper each. And all of these tracks had discussion periods, and these shaped the decision for the papers significantly. Reviewers kind of exchanged critiques between themselves there. If we look at submissions by country, we also see a very similar picture with some surprises on the right end here. So the usual suspects are always on the left here, as you can see: Germany, Netherlands, United States, and Canada, and also Hungary. When we talk of SCAM, this is a usual considered to be a usual suspect. But then it goes on with Brazil, India, Italy, Turkey, Sweden, Switzerland, China, Japan. And we even got authors from Iran, from Ecuador, from Chile, Bolivia, New Zealand, Bangladesh, South Korea, Nigeria as well. And as you can see, this is a very diverse picture that we would like to see continued and even better in the next edition. Of course, this is the perfect opportunity to thank our PC members. So here you see a list of the PC members of the research track. Thank you all very much. You did a marvelous job. The same goes as well for the PC of the NEAR track, of course, which you can see here, slightly smaller because, as I already explained, of the different review loads. And also the same thank you goes to the PC members of the RENI track and the engineering track. I think the chairs would all like to accompany in saying, giving a big round of applause that we would give you if we were in the same room. So you can applaud yourself in this video, actually. And we do all too, and we applaud all of you for putting in the time and effort to do reviews for SCAM. Thank you very much.
We would like to thank a few reviewers, particularly for the great job that they did by presenting them the Distinguished Reviewer Award. Those reviewers are Rafi Gachadorian, Fabio Palomba, Tukaram Muske, Fernando Castor, Bram Adams, Thierry Lavoie, and Marie-Christine Jacobs. Thank you so much for the great job that you did. The Distinguished Paper Award is awarded by the IEEE's Technical Council on Software Engineering. The process that we followed this year is to pre-select a few papers. Those were papers that had at least one strong accept or two accepts. We then, as PC chairs, went over the reviews, analyzed the reviews and the discussions, and two of those papers stood out, and we recommended those for the Distinguished Paper Award. If you do want to know the results, we hope that you will attend the closing ceremony and learn which ones are those. Brand new this year at SCAM 2021 is our joint effort with ICSME and Vsoft on the artifact evaluation track. We do have two types of badges that were awarded to SCAM papers. Those were the Open Research Objects, or ORO badge, and the Research Object Review, the ROR badge. The ORO badge is for artifacts that are placed on a publicly available and archival repository. And the ROR badge is for artifacts that are functional, but also very well structured and very well documented. So for both of those, there are different icons, and you can look for those icons on the program. We commend the authors of SCAM 2021 for the excellent effort that you made towards open science. 30%, more than 30% of our accepted papers actually received at least one badge. We have 4 papers that were awarded the ORO badge and 6 papers that were awarded the ORO and ROR badges. And we just want to say one thing, and that's you all rock. We would like to thank our sponsors, Grammatech and Facebook, for their support. This allows us to provide scholarships. So we had 2 types of scholarship this year, the author scholarships and participation scholarship. They were meant to help undergraduate and graduate students, participants from low and lower middle income countries, first-time participants, and participants from underrepresented groups. We were able to allow 15 scholarships, 13 author, and 2 participation scholarships. We will have an open issue with the Journal of System and Software, an open issue on source code analysis and manipulation. We encourage, of course, submissions of extended papers, and as usual, a minimum of 30% of original work is expected compared to the original submission. The submission deadline is on April 1st. This is not a joke. The idea here was to allow you to have a little bit of extra time to work on that awesome idea of yours and do that submission. And we are planning for notification in December 2022.
So, as you might have already seen, we try to schedule our program a little bit so that different time zones can participate. It's always a little bit hard if you organize a global event to accommodate everybody. We tried to switch the program a little bit around so everybody gets at least one keynote and everybody can attend a couple of sessions. And as you can see here, in between these little purple sessions here, we mixed green stuff, and the green stuff is the social events, which I will come to in a minute. Also, as Alexander already pointed out, we have the nice keynotes from Phil today and from Mira tomorrow. I would like all of you, encourage all of you to attend these very nice keynotes. We will close SCAM tomorrow with the with the MIP Award talk, and the closing ceremony then in the evening if you are in the Berlin time zone as I am, or way too early in the morning if you are living in Sydney. Apologies for that. We cannot always accommodate everybody. Yes. But I would also like to point out another thing here in this yellow event at the end of the conference day today. It's the Open SC meeting, and this comes with a big open, so you're all invited to join the session. This is not a closed doors meeting. You can attend and shape the future of this conference, of course, and see how everything basically runs in the background. So this might be very interesting. If you're interested in the future of SCAM, please attend. And if not, just come around for a drink. It will be very much fun, I'm told. One more thing about our session formats, something you might be familiar with, but we are telling you if you are not. So the sessions are organized by topics, and thus we're mixing papers from different tracks. So there is no like research 1, research 2, research 3, which might be a little bit boring, but we'll mix it up by topic and start this conference actually with the next session, which will be the testing session. And we have papers in there from all the different tracks. And they all start with paper presentations. If you're an author, you already know. If you don't, the authors have recorded presentation videos. And each of these sessions ends with a roughly 10 to 15 minute discussion on the complete session. And we ask all of the authors all of the presenters to be present and to provide some provocative statements to actually get the discussion going. We will then bleed over these discussions into Zoom sessions. So if you liked what you've seen and you would like to get in touch with authors a little bit closer than just asking questions in the Q&A window, you can do so in the Zoom sessions, and you can basically use them for hours and hours and hours to discuss and to collaborate if you would like. We don't kick you out. For paper presentation wise, what to expect. So full papers got 13 minutes of pre-recorded videos. And after each of these videos, we have a clarification Q&A. So if you didn't understand something in that particular talk, you can get your questions answered right away. If it's a longer discussion, please wait until the end. But if there's something to be clarified, you can do that up front here. For the short papers, it's the same process, but the videos are a little bit shorter because the papers are shorter. So it's just 8 minutes where authors on point tell you what their research is basically about, or what their tool is basically about. One more thing, something that I would like to encourage you very much to attend are our social events. Our social chairs, Sarah and Daniel, put together very nice events, and they are scattered throughout the schedule. So you should have the chance to attend at least some of them, regardless of your time zone. And one of the things is an Ask Me Anything, featuring Girl Hedin, Kunde River, and Dave Binkley. They will answer any questions you might have on anything, I am told. So this might be very interesting. Bring your questions and ask them, really stress them, yes. We can turn the things around, so we can ask you questions in the SCAM trivia quiz, where I think Daniel will moderate that and actually ask you interesting facts about SCAM, and maybe there's something to win. I am not know. Let's find out. If you have a pet, or if you have multiple pets, you can bring them to the Bring Your Pets session, which is also going to be pretty nice. I hope. I don't own a pet, and I hope I can at least look at other people's pets in this session. So as you are with me. If you don't own a pet, just come and look at other people's pets, which is also very nice because you don't have to clean up after them. Interesting. Talking about pets, pets can give you mental health, but mental health in academia is a very important topic to cover, especially if you are new to the field. This is something that we all should be much more aware about, and we have a session for that where we can talk about this a little bit and people share their insights, their strategies, how to cope with stress and other forms of impediments for your mental health. One thing that I will do personally is I will cook with you later. There is a recipe on the website. If you haven't gone shopping already, if you haven't read that, please read that now. Go shopping and prepare if you haven't. Otherwise, just do whatever you like. A PB&J sandwich is also fine. And depending on your time zone, might be even more appropriate than what we cook here. Yeah, and hopefully the weather will stay nice, and I will kind of go outside and cook with you later, and we can all eat together before the keynote. Yes, and with that, we'll say thank you and see you in the next session on testing, which will start in about 10 minutes. And we all wish that you have a nice conference. Thank you very much.